Ready to
Yeah.
start?
When you are ready, sir. Well, first of all, how do I sound? Can you hear me
Oh,
clearly?
I hear you perfectly fine.
In that case, absolutely fine. Go for it, mate.
Go live. And we're live. Yes, we are live once again. And I am here with the person who is there, and his whole job, his whole raison d'etre at the moment is to make sure that I don't go off the rails. With Jensen. Say hello to the folks, Jensen.
Foolish mortal, you think I will stop you? And hello, everyone.
So, yeah, I don't know if anybody's going to show up for the stream. Didn't announce it, just decided to stream.
hmm
Because, well, I can, and the situation at my home life is such that there's no one else in the house at the moment, so it's a perfect time to do it on a Friday or
I
actually a
completely agree.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
The days are coming
No,
together.
actually, no. Hold up. I'm going to interrupt everything you're planning now because I want to chat about that. I've had the same thing. I spent my whole day talking to B as though it was a Thursday and we're going into Friday, and she's like, it's Wednesday, and I'm like, oh crap. Literally, days just. I don't even know where we are anymore.
Because they just kind of blend into one another. It's one of the best
Yeah,
things and worst things about Christmas season because you're getting all prepped for it, and you get busy and do things, but you're not really paying attention to everything else
this is
around
fair.
you, which is cool. All right.
Yeah.
What am I gonna? What did I want to do to bitch about specifically? Okay.
Okay.
Specifically, it is. Where is this at? It is this. All right, and it'll be showing up for you in about 15 to 20 seconds. All right.
Oh my God, you want to talk about that? I have no idea what it is. I'm just coming up with some.
Well, there's two things about this. All right.
Yes.
You'll see it in about. Uh, there you
Ah,
should see
hello.
it.
Oh, oh my. Uh, oh no. The USA seizes an oil tanker. Didn't we discuss this continually at one point?
It's an embargo, and one of the things that people are obviously focusing on is, are we going to get rid of Maduro? Okay. Um, I'm all for getting rid of Maduro. I'm all for bombing the freaking place back into the Stone Age.
That no, whoa. That is literally what you said about pretty much every other country out there, and I think you've probably considered it while looking at DC a few times, haven't you?
Well, the thing is they're major problems. All right, and I don't
hmm
believe that we should be risking our lives. Okay, the lives
Yeah.
of American soldiers. All right, over this shit.
hmm
Okay, and I don't think
Okay.
it helps matters. Okay, when we've got traitors. All right, that are supposed to be allies in the EU.
hmm
Okay, on a constant basis.
Yes.
Like, for example, them bitching about the United States, all right, and specifically Trump telling the Ukrainians, you're losing. Because guess what?
yeah.
You
hmm
are.
Yeah.
All right? Well, we don't want you to pressure. We don't want you to pressure the. Here's the EU. We don't want the U.S. adding more pressure on them. Why not?
hmm
What is it? What is it about the EU? All right, where you don't want us to be honest with the Ukrainians and the Ukrainian people specifically?
Honestly, exactly that. We just don't want you to say. We don't want you to say hurty words.
I don't think
And
it's.
by the way,
Go ahead.
I'm not joking. Okay, yeah, I really ain't. I know what my government's like, and the European side of things is pretty much just as bloody bad.
You want to talk about not having hurdy words. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use some hurdy words right now.
Yay.
They used words
Mm-hmm.
like "we're betraying the Ukrainians." Who's betraying the Ukrainians? You know, every time I turn around, okay, it's U.S. needs to do this and the U.S. needs to do that, and the U.S. is not supporting us this way. But when push comes to shove, especially when it comes to the Ukraine, all right, where we are trying to do things and trying to get global commitments from our quote unquote European allies, and then we get stabbed in the back again and again and again. Tell me, which nations in the EU have stopped trading with India because they keep getting oil from Russia?
Doopy doopy doo. Yeah, I
Which,
heard you. Don't worry.
which nation are in the EU have gone in there and say we're going to sit up there and start boycotting China? All right, if they don't stop taking Russian oil,
La 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 la.
isn't it funny that the only ones who have to take a sacrifice is the United States to keep the Ukrainians alive? But when it comes to any kind of freaking economic sacrifice that the EU has to sit up there and eat, all we get are platitudes. Oh, we're helping the Ukrainians. We're helping the Ukrainians. Oh, but we're still buying Russian gas and oil.
Yeah.
You know what? At this point in time, if Europe can't see its way to actually start making some real commitments to helping us in this war effort, right? As far as I'm concerned, we should pull everything out and tell the EU to think happy thoughts about itself. Maybe fly over with a few waves of B-52s and frickin' carpet bomb the major capitals like Paris, Milan, Rome, and Berlin with just carpet bomb them with whatever language they're speaking to Russian dictionaries. All right, because they
You
better start
wouldn't.
getting ready for it. Because you know what?
You
We've had about enough of this bullshit.
you wouldn't dare carpet bomb Paris. You're too scared of them. See, they're sitting there and they're wiggling their ass at you. You ain't got the I'm really hoping he does this. Come on, everybody, all pray together, and hopefully he'll carpet bomb Paris. Now you're too scared.
I am sick. I'll be honest with you. I'm sick of it. They will
Yes.
not do any kind of commitment to try and do. Unlike our allies, okay, in Asia, like Japan.
Hmm.
Japan stepped up big time. All
Oh
right,
yeah.
they're actually saying no, China. If you invade Taiwan, that's a reason for war. China didn't like that.
I wonder why. Cough, cough, rape of Nanking. Cough, cough. China will remember, okay? And I don't mean that in the
I
disgusting Japan.
yeah, but
I
but
think
did
that's
but did
more of the
Japan shy away from it?
no,
There you go.
okay? People forget Japan is basically a very, very angry nation that's in complete control of itself, or should I say, focused. What happens when they lose control of themselves? Apart from the fact that America sits there and goes, woohoo, little Pacific Texas, and gives them even more bombs to drop on them.
That's exactly what we do.
No, no, I know. And I'd like to step back on something you said earlier. We was discussing about the taking out of Maduro. I do not believe that there will be much of a need for any threat to occur to American soldiers. Reason being that the B 2 bomber will fly over, empty its guts all over what's left of Venezuela. And yes, I say what's left of it because by the time it's emptied, there won't be much left. And there's basically three Marines are going to go in, wave their dicks at them, and go, give up. And apparently, and I don't know if you know about this, apparently Maduro has actually been said that you got two choices: take this much money and leave now, or else. And that was by your dear president. By the way, respect for that.
Well, I mean, but the thing is that he can't leave. We all know he can't leave.
No, no one likes him.
Okay. Um, he could probably go to China, but who wants to live in China aside from Chinese?
Yeah.
And I have it's not a. I'm not one of these people who thinks that everything in China is bad. Okay.
Okay.
Um, any more than I would say who wants to live in Italy aside from Italians, or who wants to live in Spain aside from Spanish. Okay.
Who wants to live in London apart from Arabs? Yeah. I know exactly what I said.
But you understand the point, right?
I do. You like that one, didn't you?
You
Come on,
know,
that one.
I mean, it's not necessarily a horrible thing. It's just
No.
it, and I don't want to bitch about this, but I'm tired of the Europeans wagging their fingers at the United States and telling us we've got to sit up there and acquiesce to what we're doing, and we've got to take it in the shorts for them. No, there is more and more taken in the short for Europe. Europe can go
Yeah.
kiss itself goodbye, all right, because we don't care about it enough, all right. If you guys don't care about your own defense, if you guys don't want to start playing, and everyone said that they've made these commitments, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the reasons why the world economy right now is suffering is because there's a realization that the United States is no longer going to fund their social programs
Yeah.
because that's what's been happening.
Yes.
And I don't care who it is in Europe. Okay, we have been funding their social programs on the backs of our being on the defense for them, not for the United
Yeah.
States, for them. While what do they offer us? Two-faced deals, all right, that only help themselves. Well, go screw yourselves. Whatever happened to all the green energy in Germany? All right.
Yeah.
Whatever
They
happened
realised
to
it was too expensive.
what
That's what
happened to all
happened.
those bird Cuisinarts that they put up and then that started to destroy themselves?
Your statement answered that question. They destroyed themselves.
All right. You can't power this shit on green energy. There is no such thing
No.
as green energy, with the exception of nuclear power. And if you don't want to sit up there and you guys divested yourself of nuclear power, you know,
Yeah, that was the plan.
I mean, you at one point, 80%. At one point, it just blows my mind. At one point, 80% of
Mm-hmm.
the electrical grid of France was nuclear power.
Mm-hmm.
Then they shut down all their nuclear power plants.
Now, I just want to remind you, okay? This was back when, well, I started this back when Dodge was around. I pointed out that Europe could not be trusted. They were the enemy, blah, 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 blah. And people were sitting there saying that they weren't that bad. And now look at them. I hate to break this to you. This could have been dealt with many years ago with you guys literally turning your back and going, we're done, and letting Europe look after themselves. Okay, let's go down to, after all we was discussing the Ukrainian thing, all right? Approximately, you don't need to look so just take rough guesses. How many M1A1s do you reckon you guys have sent over to
I
Ukraine?
think we said about 200 in total, to be honest.
I'm sorry, two.
200.
Oh, thank you. Okay, gave me a small heart attack, literally, with
Now,
that one.
I
But
think we sent over 2 brigades, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, that sounds
I could
about
be
fair.
wrong about those numbers, but I think it's about 200 now. All right. We
Do you
sent
know how
over a
many?
shitload of. Initially, we sent over a shitload of Bradleys as well.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Um,
But well, let's go with the M1A ones because it's nice and easy. Approximately how many Leopard 2s do you think Germany gave them?
0.
No, I think they actually gave them 5.
Oh, 5.
Yeah. Let's
Did
see.
they
Can
work?
you see? I'm not going to answer that statement. But the point is, let's see, is there a difference between 5 and 200?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we said over a
Now,
lot of stuff initially with Biden, and
yeah.
with the expectations that okay, here's the problem with U.S. military leadership in a certain sense. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
one of the problems the U.S. military leadership is they focus on how we fight doctrinally.
Yes.
Okay, our equipment is designed around all of that and how we're going to utilize these in doctrine. Okay,
Well, yeah,
now
it's a
our
sensible way to
doctrine
do
doesn't necessarily match always the conditions with which we're sending these people in or with what we're doing. But the American military itself is very adaptable to say, okay, here's how we get back to basics, which we do all the
it.
time. Okay, I'm just pointing this out. It's something
Yeah.
that we always do. It's part of the process. But the one thing that we can't do, all right, and that we understand we can't do, all right, or used to understand what we can't
Yeah.
do, is rely upon numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have always gone in with the mentality that we are going to be outnumbered on the battlefield.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how do you fix that? Well, you do that through a number of means. Just because you're outnumbered doesn't mean you're going to lose. What you do is you just make sure that where you're outnumbered at is immaterial to where you actually have the higher degree of focus and force. Okay.
Yes.
If you want an example, a great example of that, just take a look at the Civil War. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
the U.S. Civil War, and study some of the
Yeah.
battle plans that were involved in that, the ones that were successful. You can't be strong everywhere, so you get there firstest with the mostest.
Yes.
Okay, which is a bastardized quote from Stonewall Jackson. All right,
And
it
also
doesn't.
not an incorrect quote. Let's
No,
be
no,
honest,
no,
it
no,
does
no,
work.
not at all, not at
Mm-hmm.
all. Very much an accurate assessment. And in fact, if the Union commanders were as intent on fighting battles as Stonewall Jackson was, the war
Mm-hmm.
would have been over 2 years. I'm just pointing this out. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I'm
Yeah.
just pointing that out because just because you fought a battle and lost doesn't mean you turn tail and go back home. Okay,
No.
in the East, that's exactly what they did every single time. There was no need for that, especially on the
Yeah.
Peninsula campaign. But anyway, I'm not going to go into this. This is not a Civil War lesson. All right.
No.
All right.
So I will point out one thing. Okay, I have to do this more for Dodge than anything. You realise that if it wasn't for the fact that the Confederate generals, to put it bluntly, were all pussies, the war would have been over on about the third day when they were like all but ready to go and invade and win. And then they stopped, turned around and went back.
Well,
Sort of like okay, now they know we're serious. No, no, you know you're serious when you win.
what are you talking about? The first Battle of Manassas
The
or Bull
one
Run, depending on how you want to list it.
I would of course put it as Manassas, but I'm talking about the one where the South actually were like five. I think it was like 500 miles from taking DC, and then turned around and went, "Well, no, that's enough. At least now the Union understand we're serious."
No, 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 no,
No.
no, no. That's a mischaracterization of that situation. Okay.
Okay, good. All right, good,
All
because
right.
that
That was
is
Jubal
not.
Early. All right.
Okay.
Who did get within uh, several miles of D.C. and the outer
Yeah,
breastworks of the capital.
yeah,
By the way, at which Abraham Lincoln, okay, came out to the front, right on the front lines to walk with the troops that were in the revetments and so forth. okay, and peered at the things. It's very possible that, and that was a very dangerous thing that could have happened because they were within sniper range, and it was very possible that,
Say cough sniper.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't know if anyone ever saw him, if the Confederates ever actually saw him and decided not to fire at him, right?
Hmm.
Or if they just, or if they, if they didn't see him, you know, it's kind of hard to miss him
Yeah.
when he's got the big stovepipe hat.
Stovepipe hat.
But the
Yeah.
problem with that is stovepipe hats at that time were not, they were in vogue.
That. Yeah.
Okay, we attribute them to Lincoln because he was there, but everybody was wearing those things back then. You know, so
Let's be honest. Physically, he's sort of the hat and the beard. Literally, that's it.
yes,
I would
yes.
be hard pressed to actually. I mean, to put it bluntly, what colour eyes does he have? Do you have any idea? And I know that's a petty thing to ask, but you can generally put eye colour to quite a few leaders. I have no idea what his eye colour was.
I don't either. Um,
I'm going to guess brown, but that is literally purely because of hair colour.
Possibly, right? I mean,
Exactly. No,
it's
you,
impossible
you
to.
understand my point,
I've
though,
never
don't you?
looked at anything like it or seen that kind of a demographic as to what it was. What the heck was that?
But that's just it. You look at your presidents nowadays, most of them, you could probably actually guess their eye colour almost every single time. Back then, no. And he was like, well, let's get blunt here. He was the second most famous president you had, not including, oh yeah, Washington.
Who do you think's more of a well-known president than Washington was? Or are you saying he's second to Washington?
Second to Washington, I would say Washington was obviously your number one
Right.
for people knowing the person.
Right.
You
Okay.
know what I mean?
Yes. Yes. No, you're right.
And and I would again guess that Washington probably had blue eyes, but I'm not claiming that I know anything. I mean that is a pure guess.
I think he had brown eyes too, to be honest.
Really? Oh, right, okay, there you go. See what I mean? I wouldn't bloody know.
Let's look it up.
The weird thing is it wouldn't have surprised me if you
Nope.
actually knew that
You
sort of
were
thing.
right. It was blue.
He was blue. Oh, there we go.
Blue or
I,
gray blue. Described
yeah,
the
that's actually what I
contemporaries.
was going to say. Pale blue eyes. Okay, well,
Well,
but my point being is,
since I did that, it's now we're going for Abraham Lincoln's
yeah, actually, go on. Let me know.
eye color.
I say brown.
Gray or hazel gray.
But I'll accept that as yeah, sounds reasonable. All right.
Yeah, it sounds reasonable. But
Yeah.
it's I'm not saying eye color means a whole lot of anything
No.
within that realm. But I do agree with you. But coming back to what we're doing with Maduro and everything else with this, the thing is the world. If the world wants the United States to be a leader, then they've got to sit up there and be willing to reciprocate. If you think that
Hmm.
only the United States is going to sit up there and take on the sacrifices necessary to get Russia out of Ukraine, you're out of your flippin' rabbit ass mind. The days of
Hmm.
Europe sitting back and being fat, dumb, and happy and telling America, "Well, take it on the chin for us. Give us a give take another one for the team. Take another one for the team." That's over. We've done enough of
Yeah.
that. Okay. The idea that somehow we're just going to sit back and let the Europeans walk away from their commitments, their verbal commitments that they've made. All right, those days are over.
Yes.
You could get away with
Good.
it, and I'm going to be real blunt with you. The only reason we are, meaning the United States, is even involved in the Ukraine is because of the
Hmm.
corruption within D.C., specifically the corruption of one of our presidents. Nobody cares about the Ukraine.
No.
Okay? Nobody in Europe cared about the Ukraine. Nobody in the United States cared about the Ukraine. The only person who cared about the Ukraine were the people on the take from the Ukraine, aka by the Biden family mafia.
Yes.
All right, and the several other people that were involved in, like Vindman and his family. Okay, I've had Americans have had enough of that shit. Okay, and they're going to
Hmm.
find out the hard way. The Europeans are going to find out the hard way. We're not supporting their social programs anymore. I am so sick and tired of people going, well, how come all these other nations have have socialized medicine? Because none of them are paying for their defense.
Yes. Now this is kind of awkward for me, all right? Because England or Britain is not part of Europe, but at the time, and here I'm going back hundreds of years ago, to the 90s, when we actually backed your ass up and went in to the desert with you.
Yeah,
And we did, whether you want to admit that part or not, we did
I've never.
back your
I
ass
don't
up.
think. I don't think I've ever denied
No,
that.
but there is a certain jingoisticness with the way you are speaking. And like I said, it's a bit awkward for me because I currently really can't stand the British government. Personally, if you actually want to accidentally bomb the crap out of Downing Street while you're on the way to bomb the crap out of Paris, I am fully supportive of this. I really,
Look,
really am.
you guys had it. Okay, I'm going to be real blunt with you. Your
Hmm.
problem, all right, is not number 10 Downing.
No.
Okay, we could blow it up, and it wouldn't change anything.
Whitehall is what you need to destroy, but.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, no. The problem
Hmm.
is what we're becoming and what we're trying to fight against, which is why the United States is in the middle of a massive, upheaval uh, within the nation culturally. Okay,
Hmm.
and that is we're having a fight with the bureaucracy.
Yes.
The bureaucracy has gotten to the bit so big that it is what people is controlling things. Not even the politicians as much. Now we're not. Well, I'll be honest, we're not in the same league as you guys in that regard. But your
Oh
problem
God,
right
no.
now is your bureaucracy
Yes.
and the
Which is
inability
why I
of your
said Whitehall.
MPs. It's the inability of your MPs to sit up there and go, you know what? This has to go. This
Yes.
has to stop. Okay, that's
Hmm.
when the bureaucracies are not beholden to the people, and they never are.
No.
Okay, and they don't think that they're beholden to anyone. When they think that they're the ones running the show, that's where the problems go on. That's also what's happening in the United States. You got people like the British are, oh, Doge isn't doing anything. They didn't do anything. Oh, you do not have a clue what Doge has done. Okay, they were as far as saving the government money. No, that's not what they were doing. They were there to point out where the problems were. And in
Yes.
America right now, that's where the fight is. Because there's a lot of people who are really starting to learn the hard way, okay, that we have been, controlled by these bureaucracies who have been nothing more than self-sustaining little entities unto themselves and the damage that they've done. And there's a group of people who want to put a stop to it, and another group of people who don't want to admit to it because, well, quite frankly, they're getting money from it.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, they're the ones on the getting the cash. This is why
I
the
do.
one party in America is having such a bad time right now with fundraising because they used to get all their funds, all right, from the basically a series of schemes from the U.S. But eventually, what I was coming down to is that it was all money laundering from the U.S. Treasury. When those things started getting cut off by Doge, the thing that didn't do anything, all of a sudden the DNC is in arrears. Did you know that? That they were forced to take out loans. All that big hoopla that they talked about in in Miami and in Virginia and New York, all that hoopla.
Yeah.
Okay, they all had to take out loans. They're in debt right now. Even the campaign of good old what's her name, Kamala, or
Yeah.
however you say her stupid name, right?
Camel toe. Come on.
Okay,
Say it
she,
properly.
she
Hmm.
heels up. All right, I mean it's Good old Heels Up Harris. She got two close to $2 billion in quote unquote campaign donations, and she's in debt for a 3 month campaign.
Yeah, I heard rumor, and again, don't know for definite, wouldn't be wrong, but I heard rumor that a large amount of her debt is she owes like Taylor Swift a metric F ton of money because she was
I
supposed to have paid her and didn't.
I doubt that. Okay, no, I might.
I don't
No, no.
know.
Do I doubt that she was supposed to pay Taylor Swift money? No, I don't doubt that she was probably supposed to pay Taylor Swift money. But Taylor Swift,
Hmm.
it was not why they lost. They were paying a lot of other nonsense. Okay.
Yeah.
Greeting FB. Nice to see you.
You know
Okay.
where we are. Get your ass in here if you want to chat.
All right. Um. Yeah. Like it's gotten to the point where if you really want to take a look at what's really happening in the world, right?
Yeah.
You got to start being honest with the situation. If Europe doesn't want to help the United States actually rein in Russia, if you expect the United States doesn't have the ability to rein in Russia on its own, we never have had this. But to
No.
complain to the United States that we're not doing enough, go f yourself. When you guys do as much as we've done already, let me know. Let me know.
Mm.
No, I mean I'm serious. When it comes down to the sanctions and everything else that are on Russia and the allies of Russia that's keeping Russia afloat, when you're
Yeah.
ready to admit that, you let me know.
Oh no, I agree. Hey, Batman,
I
how's it going,
know,
dude?
not too bad.
Good,
I
good.
wish the Americans would stop dragging their fucking feet though.
You want us to pull the trigger and pull completely out of it?
No,
Yes.
why?
Oh,
When are you invading?
Invading who?
yeah. No, that part, us.
Oh,
I have
I
mentioned
mean, you'll meet stiff opposition when you invade us.
we'll
Uh,
offer you tea.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, we won't. We'll demand you take a cup of tea.
Yeah, that's actually a fair statement. Uh,
You-
Here, sit down in this comfy chair while we surrender at you.
yeah. I'm not. No, actually, he's completely correct there, MC. If you came over here, you would be surprised how easy it would be. Okay? Just like I said, and being a Londoner, this is technically awkward for me to say, but if you feel the need to devastate London, trust me, I will be sitting there on a hill with a thermos and a cake and watching.
And I'll be sharing
Okay?
sandwiches with him.
Exactly. We are gonna love this shit. I mean,
The thing is, though,
honestly.
Jensen doesn't have a London accent.
Oh, thank you. I think.
No, because the London accent is, oh, goodness gracious me, what is
Oh,
going on here?
that's actually a fair. Nowadays, he's not wrong there. Yeah.
where is the detonator?
I, that's not necessarily the right thing to say, but yes.
I am sorry, I do not speak English.
Not wrong.
No, it's more that, what's it called? River fucking speak or something? So in it and yeah, all that in it.
You know, I actually really hate that way of speaking. I really do. It
Uh,
annoys the
everybody,
crap
e-
out of me.
e- everybody who doesn't speak like that hates that way of speaking.
Okay, good.
I'd rather
I mean,
listen to I'd rather listen to Brummy doing an off-key karaoke in a
I
Brummy
consider
accent.
I consider you guys civilized in comparison to the Yeah Bruv in it brigade.
Well,
Okay, so
I'd like to extend the same courtesy. I really
thank you.
would.
Yeah, I know you don't consider us civilized. I understand. It's okay.
so the
Please
Dane,
note and see we are brutal to each other. Okay.
so the Danes think that we're a possible security risk.
The Danes,
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, they
with
literally cease to be important around sort of,
the
oh, I don't
12th
know,
century.
if that, yeah.
No, actually, the Danes ceased to be sometime around the mid 2000s, didn't they? They're all pretty Middle Eastern now.
A Danish
Mostly Europe.
intelligence agency has for the first time described the U.S. as a potential security risk, signaling a shift in the Nordic country's view of its close ally amid geopolitical frictions over
You know
Greenland.
what's stupid
Oh.
about that?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I mean, most of the NATO allies, well, I mean, we all share intelligence. Where
Yeah.
does most of that intelligence come from?
The United States.
American satellites.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The Danish intelligence service, or defense intelligence service, one of the two key espionage agencies in the Nordic nation, said the U.S. is increasingly prioritizing its own interests. Ding!
No.
Ding! Ding!
so does every other country in NATO.
No, but not
I'm
the
shocked.
United States. No, the United States is supposed to take it in the shorts. The
Yes.
United States is supposed to bend over backwards and say, "Can I have another, sir?"
Yes.
Eh,
I've told you before, man. You are gonna have a hard time getting me or Batman to disagree with what you're saying about this. All
It,
right.
it's it's the
Yep.
biggest problem that we have in this country is that and the traitorous media that we have. Okay,
Yes.
now
Oh, join the club.
as far as the most corrupt branch of government of our three branches, the most corrupt branch, okay,
Mm-hmm.
is the judicial branch because it's completely out of control. All right. The other branch that's out of control is the bureaucracy under the executive because the executive issues an order and the the people under him are like, well, I don't have to follow that.
Oh, that. Yeah.
Yeah, but at least your government isn't basically kicking democracy to death.
Oh, it is,
You
but
wouldn't know that listening to our press.
yeah.
We're
I
the
don't
next
believe
thing to
your
a
press.
fascist state if you listen to the majority of our press
Well,
right now.
well, when you consider how far away you are from Mexico, yeah, you are the next thing to a fascist state.
That's actually a fair statement. Yeah.
Well,
Mm.
I mean, if you really want to talk about a fascist state, I wouldn't call Mexico a fascist state. I would call Mexico a failed state right now. They
I,
are
would- I, would I would call Mexico a siesta resort.
no because the cartels will kill you. All right,
That's
that's
also
not.
true.
No,
That's,
all you need to do is buy a poncho, a sombrero, find a nice shady corner, and just spend the day there.
it doesn't quite work that way in Mexico. I can tell you that right now. The
It'd
Mexico
be
right
good if
now
it
is
did,
run by
though.
the cartels, and the cartels are
Yeah.
basically, they are the different cartels are going on. You got a government that's basically unable to do anything unless
Yeah.
they've made a deal with the cartel in that region, and that's the truth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, and that
And
and
one of the cartels is, from what I've heard, one of the cartels unofficially is actually the police.
Fair.
I think that the police, to say that the police are a cartel, I think they're just whichever police are in that area are working with whatever cartel controls that area.
Whoever
You
pays
got
the
the
biggest price.
Sinaloa, you got the Jalisco, you got a couple of the other ones in certain areas, and they just basically murder people left and right as they see fit. All right, and anybody
It's
who
a
tries to stand against them gets murdered. All right, because the government is so infested with these cartel members that they can't stop it. They refuse to stop
yeah. And people keep saying, "Oh, there's no culture is better than another culture," and
Hmm.
you look over the world and you just say that's wrong.
it.
Yes.
Why is it that all the other cultures want Western, all the things in Western culture?
When they get why the Islam doesn't want anything in Western culture. They want to destroy everything in Western culture. Like I said before, the only people in Islamic countries who have like modern devices like computers and shit
Mm-hmm.
are are the elites, and they've
Yeah.
only got them because we've got them.
Yes.
They don't really want modern technology anywhere
Yeah, I don't think
at
you can.
all.
I don't think you can say that. I think they want the technology. They want it, but they don't want to give up the 12th century mentality to use it correctly.
Like to use
Mm.
any. yeah, any form of modern technology, especially computers, you cannot keep that mentality. That's one of the reasons why they want rid of it.
You can't keep that mentality with guns. Okay, with modern
Yeah, you can,
weaponry.
because anybody who doesn't have that mentality, you shoot.
Well, maybe, but
You got a point there.
from a cultural standpoint, it's what's causing all the issues that you got going on right now in
No, a
Palestine.
cultural standpoint, them being Middle Eastern is causing that. There's actually, I
No,
remember seeing a video on YouTube. Hold on, let me finish. There's this Arab uh, sociology professor or something. Uh, one of the it's from one of the Arabic Christian sects. He's a Christian,
hmm
right? Because you do get Arabic Christians,
Oh yes.
and he said if Islam had never occurred, right, no
Hmm?
Islam at all, the entire Middle East became Christian, you would still have exactly the same issues going on now for exactly the same reasons.
and the professor who said
It's
that
their
is
nature.
completely wrong.
No, he says it's not their nature, their culture.
No, but the culture. Okay, the culture is reinforced by Islam.
Yes, and if it
Christianity
was
would
if they were
break that. Christianity
if they were
forces a
no,
break
it
in
wouldn't.
that. Yes, it does, and this
No, it
is
wouldn't.
how. And this is how.
It didn't. Hey, it doesn't in other places in the world. It does in the West. If it was a Middle Eastern branch of Christianity entirely, it would be reinforcing that culture. Christianity adopts to the culture its services.
Not exactly.
In the West, it adopted to Western culture.
No, I say I disagree with you. Okay.
Well, you're wrong.
No, I'm not, and I'm going to prove. And I'm going to
Yes, you are.
explain why I'm saying that. Okay.
How?
The problem with the what does Christianity demand of from all the different other religious sects that's different? What does Christianity demand of the followers? Okay.
Faith.
Come on then.
It demands individual accountability and responsibility. All right.
Okay.
Not that guy over there, not that
Modern
leader
Christianity
over
does, yes.
there. It demands accountability of the individual themselves. Now,
Less so in the
is
Jewish
there a perfect
less
thing of
so,
that? No. But in
less so in the
Islam
Jewish
and in the Asian
Orthodox, right?
cultures, in Shintoism, in Buddhism, and all the rest of them,
Buddhism absolutely demands personal accountability.
no, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
All right. How?
If you do not take care of your life, you will not reach the next stage of life.
And
You will
and
ultimately
and
not
how do
reach
you take
nirvana.
care of your life?
The
by
same way you do with
living
Christianity.
within by living within yourself. You don't go outside of your station. You don't sit up there and make waves. Okay,
That's Indian Buddhism.
that is
Chinese Buddhism is
Buddhism.
somewhat different, and Buddhism isn't actually a religion because you get Christian Buddhists as well.
Oh, you have people who sit up there and will say certain aspects of both or whatever, but it's
You
the
get Shinto
individual
Buddhists.
within Islam. Islam totally assigns whatever sins are being committed by the group to the leader. All right, he's the one who's
That
accumulating those sins.
that explains all the honor killings, and doesn't it? When somebody's done something against it against the Sharia, that means that they basically committed a mortal sin, and they get honor killed. Yeah, even if it's like just some nobody in the group. Yeah, that's really putting all on the lead of that.
Yeah,
One sec. Guys, one sec. Can't we just agree to go back to worshipping the Morrigan? It would get all of these problems dealt with. It really
No,
would.
no. I'm thinking of worshipping Man and McLear, god of the sea.
you guys are insane. But
Huh?
I am not. Well, yes, actually, I am
God, God,
insane. So
God,
that's not
God,
really
God
fair.
of flicking rubber dinghies over.
the problem with Islam, married with the 12th century mentality, is it prevents them from moving forward. It
Yeah.
reinforces that cultural mentality. You would have a better chance in those regions of breaking things away if it was just still Christian. I'm not saying that there aren't cultural problems, right? But
Yeah.
Islam, because of how it ossifies things, puts the predominance of the culture above the individual, at which point nothing can change. This is how they believe the world is. This is one of the reasons why they say
And
that
do you know the best thing?
the Quran has never changed ever since the first time it was written. Because oh look, we've got the script is exactly the same. And when I
They never
pointed
say
out
that
to
because
a Muslim one time, hold on,
they
when I
never
pointed
say that because there are additions that Muhammad put in that all of his life and his generals after he died
well, but
that are
the
part of the
Quran,
Quran.
but the Quran they say has never really changed. But I tried to point out to a Muslim one time that even if you say the Quran has never changed, people's understanding of the meanings of things, all right, because language around you has changed and modernized, means that you're not really sure whether or not you're getting the full import of what that is actually saying, because you can't do that with words anyway. Okay, over
You know what I
time,
would like to
if
do?
you take a
When it,
look at a letter by that was written like by, for example, Benjamin Franklin, and the way we read it today, all right, it doesn't have the same inflections that it did back in the 1700s.
well, that's because
Yeah.
of vaccines and stuff.
It's
Really?
not because of
Really?
vaccines.
Hmm.
You know what I would like to do when it comes to religious absolutists? I would like to get a physically fit member of the Westboro Baptist Church, right? Lock him in in say a 20-foot cell with a Sunni Muslim, right? With a
Hmm.
knife in the center of the room.
Two go in, one comes out.
Yeah, and if the wrong one comes out, he gets to go again.
Oh no. All
I,
I can say to this entire conversation about the Middle East is Dear's Vault. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. I'll leave it there.
Wear
but
your mushroom with pride.
anyway,
um, just yes. Anyway, do carry on. So you was, if I remember, we originally started by suggesting we blow up Maduro. I mean, sorry, take over Venezuela.
I don't want
Not
to
for
take
oil, honestly.
I don't want to take over Venezuela.
Yeah,
I
well,
just
you
want to
do.
end
You want?
Maduro. I don't
Oh,
care about
oh,
taking.
okay.
Madeira just
I don't want to take over a lot of countries. I just want to freaking end what the problem is within them. Now
like what you
there's a
did. What
huge difference
Mm.
between ending Maduro, because if we ended Maduro, we have a chance that whoever follows him won't be the same kind of lunatic.
I've got a better idea.
I'm listening.
You send in some special forces, right? Better be the SAS because the Americans would mess it up, right? And plant shaped charges around the Kabbala, right, in Mecca.
I'm okay
But
with this.
they're set so that if anybody goes too close, tries to disarm them, they will go off. They will reduce the Kabbala to a pile of rubble,
I'm okay with this.
especially around that meteor that's in the Kabbala as well.
Yeah.
And you're now holding the entire Islamic world to ransom.
Yes. Again, I'm going to go back to my conversation about the B-2 bombers, also known as the stealthy US crater maker. Lob a couple of. You know it's not. I'm not incorrect with what I said. Lob a couple of bombs from that, and suddenly Mecca and Medina are also known as the crater that used to be known as.
But
Okay?
first of all,
Yeah.
with NASA, you fake reports of asteroids heading towards the Earth.
No, no, it's all well and good. Or you just turn around to, or you just do it and then turn around and say, and what are you going to do about it, bitches?
But
See,
that is
that
no
is the
kebab
one.
for you. You, no kebab.
Oh, heartbreaking.
I
Hmm.
am not going to get involved in that one for
You agree
for a
with me,
variety of
though.
reasons.
Just because you agree with me.
It's,
But we
he's
have
not going to
to.
get involved with what he's not going to get involved with what you're saying because you've obviously been looking at his plans, Jensen.
No,
That
we know his plans to B-52. I just think the B-2 does the job. And they don't even see it coming.
Well, let's face it. We're talking about the massive chap here. He's going to need two of them just to get off the ground, let alone fly.
Oh, he ain't going over there. Why would you want to go to that horrible place? Good God.
Oh, if we
all right,
drop him on it,
we'll
he'd
do one
crush it.
more. We'll do one
Mm.
more story.
I'll make it that one. You know it. You know.
Uh-oh,
Bring
I can't
Nikki in.
speak.
Bring Nikki in. Come on. You know you want it.
Nikki.
Thanks for sharing.
I
You
can't
under-
I can't share on Discord because it'll screw up.
Yeah,
Ah, and besides,
unfortunately.
it's too late anyway.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yes. Go Nikki.
A drunk raccoon passed out in the bathroom of a Virginia liquor store. This is from the New York Times. Mr.
That's
Victor
not a
Mather.
raccoon.
A raccoon
That's
broke into a liquor store the other day and drank his fill rum, moonshine, even peanut butter whiskey, then passed out on the floor of the bathroom. The
I.
that's not a raccoon. That is
Yeah.
TC in disguise.
Actually, do you know he's not wrong there? MC. Does not reckon that is literally pretty much any squaddy I care to name. Except I'd say he actually had less than they would have had.
the
Let's be honest.
raccoon entered the ABC liquor store. What a name. The ABC liquor store. Right, in
Yeah.
Ashland, Virginia, through the ceiling early Saturday morning. It wreaked havoc.
Why have I
It
got the
broke
Mission Impossible
several
scene
bottles
going through
and
my head?
consumed the
I agree.
spirits. In addition to rum, moonshine, peanut butter whiskey, the raccoon also got into some vodka and seasonally appropriate eggnog.
Actually, Jensen, when you think about it proportionally, he's probably had more than an entire squad of squaddies.
If you have not tried it, peanut butter whiskey is excellent, said Ms. Mathers.
But we haven't got any more to try.
Now,
Yeah.
now I think the thing about this that starts with this is animals generally don't like liquor. Okay?
No.
Now, they will
No.
drink beer.
Yes.
I've
This
seen a
is an
lot of
American animal.
creatures will drink beer. Okay? But liquor is
So
something else. That if the raccoons have gotten a liquor habit, we've got real problems in the country.
Oh, God, I hope
well,
it doesn't
yeah.
move to Florida.
Oh my god.
Oh come on. We all respect that
the, the,
raccoon. I
the,
mean,
the, the,
love for
the,
Nikki.
you're worried about a meth raccoon versus a meth squirrel?
Yeah.
They're still training meth squirrels down there, by the way.
I
In fact, I
know.
did a story the other day, or I had a story. I don't know if I actually got it on the thing about a meth turtle. Okay,
Wow.
they raided a meth house and they rescued a tortoise.
And they
Awesome.
They
tried to
have
fought them off bravely.
uh,
Can you imagine? Can you imagine a tortoise on a combination of performance enhancers and speed?
Yeah. It'd get up to a whole half a mile an hour. Yeah.
Be even worse if it's outperforming the Flash.
it'd be like the freaking
Well,
tortoises on the Bugs Bunny cartoons, right?
that's actually what I was going to say. That would just make it the same as those bloody tortoises with Bugs Bunny. Come on. Oh no, but
You
you've
notice
got
those are the only cartoons where Bugs Bunny gets beaten.
yes,
No, it's not the only
soundtrack.
one. There's a couple of them that he does.
Is
One of
there?
which is he's telling this story about his adventures in World War II, where he was a test pilot to his to
Okay.
his
Yeah,
younger to his
and then
younger
there's
one, and he goes, "If I'm not telling the truth, may a lightning bolt strike me." And then a lightning bolt strike me, and he goes, "A lightning bolt strike me, and I get run over by a streetcar." And of course, lightning bolt hits him, then the
streetcar.
streetcar runs him over.
Yeah,
Nice.
and then there's the one the opera one. You know, kill the wabbit, kill the
You're the
wabbit.
rabbit. Yes.
Well, technically, he dies in that one.
Yeah, no, he dies because he actually says,
All right.
"Oh
No, I'm
no,
okay
what
with
have I
that.
done? I've killed the
The
wabbit."
rabbit.
Yeah, but as he's
Yeah.
walking away, he says, "What do you expect? It had to be a tragedy."
Yeah,
That's a
Yeah.
separate issue.
That's fair.
With my spirit magic helmet.
I remember my cousin, who's 4 years younger than me, when he was 4, and the first time he saw that, at the end he started bawling his eyes out
Why?
He's all
because it was a
bloody
sad
scared.
ending.
Oh,
He
right,
thought he was dead. And to this day, I have never let him forget this.
okay. That does not shock me even slightly. Oh, I bet he loves you.
Well, there's a couple where he doesn't
Mm.
fully get away with things, but
I just realised all this talk about cartoons. I know what MC really looks like.
Okay, I'll buy it. Go on.
He's that big orange furred monster in the baseball boots, isn't he?
with the tennis shoes.
Yeah, baseball boots.
Damn. That's terrifying. Actually, all right, as we're discussing cartoons and for the sheer shits and giggles, at any point has Wile E. Coyote ever won?
No,
Didn't think so.
Depends
because
on
if he
what
did,
you define as winning.
if he won, that means he's caught the Roadrunner. If he's caught the
Yeah.
Roadrunner, that means he's eaten the Roadrunner.
No,
That would
Yeah.
mean there'd be no more
there's an
cartoons.
episode where he catches the Roadrunner. He really catches the Roadrunner, but then is
Okay.
convinced to
Cool.
let him go because
Uh,
the chase has to go on. But
which is fair.
okay, I mean that's does he win often? No. Okay.
No. Does he get blown up often? Yes.
Not even. Yeah, he hasn't even won against Bugs Bunny.
The bricks, it's everything. The totality of it. The
Tunnels,
bricks, the trades, the rock that always seems to come after him
the glue.
after the long fall, which is bad enough when you're already in pain to get hit by the rock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
No,
but
that's fine.
that's one of the things that's truly sad about today's media landscape is you can't show shows like that. You can't produce
No.
things like that. All right, there.
Hey, there's one for you though. Bugs Bunny, right? Against all the people he's terrorized. He's usually got a valid reason, right?
Usually,
Okay.
Same with Daffy Duck. Same with the Roadrunner, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes the same with Tweety Pie, but a lot of the times Tweety Pie goes out of his way to fucking terrorize that fucking cat.
Oh yeah. Oh
Then you
yeah.
get tiny. Then you get the one I hate the most, Tiny Toon Adventures. I mean, they're just bullies.
I haven't really watched that many Tiny Toon Adventures, so I wouldn't.
Animaniacs
That's a
was far
little bit
better.
below my time frame.
Animaniacs was far better
Animaniacs was awesome.
until they brought it back and it was woke.
Yeah.
Eh,
That just doesn't exist. We just ignore that. Okay.
It did. That's the thing, though. It was so bad. It didn't. I don't think it lasted a full season, did it?
I don't believe it did. No, actually, I agree with you there.
I don't know how
Was
long
it already?
Animaniacs last because again that was after my time, so I wasn't really watching Animaniacs.
It's when it comes to cartoons, it's never after your time, unless you're dead, and even then,
Weekend
This
at
is
Bernie's.
actually a fair statement. Yeah, that's a fair statement.
I was talking to
Anyway,
a guy recently today, the other day, and I mentioned he mentioned that he liked comedies, and I was like, which comedies is he talking about? Several things, and I was like, you, there's a
I
movie
was
you
trying to
have to
discuss the time.
you said, are you? And I asked him, I said, are you offended by racial humor? And he says, oh no, I love it. I said, okay, have you ever heard of Blazing Saddles? And he says, no,
oh
I never
Oh,
heard of that. He goes, oh my God, you don't know what you're missing. Okay, look it
no,
up, watch it.
yes.
You will, I guarantee you, you won't be disappointed. All right, because but you can't make Blazing Saddles today.
Oh,
You
good God,
you literally
no.
no,
couldn't make it with the lunatics that are in charge of the
of course
media
not.
circus.
Same with one of my favourite. It's an Irish comedy, actually. It's a comedy series, and Jensen will know full well what I'm on about when I say Father Ted.
Yeah, I knew you was going to go with Father Ted. Father Ted, I hear you're a racist now. That's all I need to say.
Yeah,
Okay, right there. That is all that ever is needed to be said. It's the fact that that literally happened a microsecond after it.
yep,
That was the funniest part of this one. Talk about everyone knowing everything about you. Jeez. And for the Blazing Saddles comment, can you grow from Mungo?
Yeah, and that's one of the things that caused the discussions. I mentioned Mongo, right? And he was like, "Who's
Mm-hmm.
Mongo?" And I was like, "Okay, it was just a snide reference I was making to Blazing
Yeah.
Saddles. Alex Karras's character. It's like, who's
Didn't you
Alex
tell me he
Karras?
was a yeah, didn't you tell me he was a football player?
Yes,
Thought so. That's
Alex
it.
Karras was a former, I believe, was a linebacker.
All
Okay.
right, so sissy rugby.
Yes. No, he's completely correct, but I understand it's the difference between the rugby players who are big and rock hard. But in all fairness, could you imagine if those rugby players actually did wear the armour?
A defensive
How
lineman. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
uh,
Right, Jensen, correct me if I'm wrong, but in rugby, I don't know if it's league or union or both, you can actually clothesline an opposing player, right?
yes.
You can't do that in American football.
You're not allowed to go above the shoulder for your attacks, if I remember right.
You're
Mm.
not
Or at
allowed to
least,
hit the head
thank you.
with the
Yes.
crown of the
Yeah.
Yeah.
helmet.
Whereas you can in rugby, which is why a lot of them wear those helmets. Those helmets are not there to protect the heads, they're to stop their ears getting torn off.
Yes.
Yeah. This is why with hockey, okay, there is this absolutely glorious rule. You are not allowed to swing your club above your shoulder height. Okay,
Stick.
that is a really major rule. I was six
Stick.
foot one. Yeah, I know. I was 6'1". It's
So
amazing how many
you weren't
people
allowed
are
to
not.
swing it above waist height, right?
No, no, I swung it exactly 1 inch above my shoulder height. I was one away from decapitating half of the other team. Okay. And by the way, that one was their goalie who
Oh,
fled.
oh, I was watching this guy, I would subscribe to, doing a stream, Elite Dangerous, right?
Okay.
And he's complaining because a lot of the stars on the route he's doing are the brown dwarfs, so you can't refuel off them.
Okay.
So I typed in the chat. I got a laugh out of him as well. And so, don't worry. From what I heard, those stars won't be there for very much longer because Peter Dinklage is complaining about all the brown dwarfs in the Elite Dangerous.
You know what? Yeah, I
Yeah,
could well believe that. That's
he told me
terrifying.
not to belittle him.
Oh,
And I says, yeah, you're right. So I replied back with, yeah, you're right. I hear when he get, yeah, if you offend him about stuff like this, he gets really short with you.
yeah. It's only a small joke. I mean, what's the problem? Yeah.
That's the thing. You look at Warwick Davis, right?
Ah, yes.
And stuff like that is water off a duck's back to him. In fact,
Yeah.
he leans into it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then, Warwick Davis being English, we know how to take a joke.
Yeah. That
This is fair.
which is another thing that's very true too. People don't know how to look. There's a time to get upset about things and a time to just it is
Yeah,
what it is. You know, live with it.
yep.
Mhm.
And yeah, sure, it can be difficult sometimes to moderate between the two. I admit that. Okay.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's part of growing up. And that's something
Yes.
I'll tell you right now, that's something that too many of the younger generation do not respect. They do not respect the fact that somebody doesn't just, act
That's another
completely
thing
like an ass.
That's another thing you learn as you grow up.
Not
How
the
to respect.
well, yeah, I agree. I agree. And it's unfortunate because these too many people don't even respect themselves, let alone anyone else. You know?
Memory for you, Batman. Okay. Would never be allowed nowadays. Seaside postcards. Do I need to say any more?
You cheeky devil.
Exactly. But that was just it. You could look at them and you could literally spend hours going through them just chuckling
I
at them.
did.
Yes, that's fair.
And then there's a certain group of films which you wouldn't be allowed to make nowadays. I could give you a hint just by going, wah, 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 wah.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest, you got the carry-ons, you got the ah,
Benny Hills,
Benny, yeah, thank you, that was the word.
Dick
Benny Hill
Emery.
and God, yeah, they would murder you for that.
Yeah.
But it was funny. It really was. Anyway,
Yeah.
It's
I've
a sad
Let's
state of
face it.
affairs. So
Yes.
Comedy worked off the old of a truism.
Yeah.
When you're making fun of everybody, you're not making fun of anybody.
Yes. I actually completely agree with that. Unfortunately, gentlemen.